Let's go to London now and catch up with Sky News contributor, News Corp correspondent as well for Europe, Sophie Elsworth. Good to talk to you, Sophie. We've got to get the lowdown on former Prince Andrew. Where's he at the moment? I believe a lot of the locals are pretty cranky at him.
They are indeed, Chris. Look, I've just spent 3 or 4 days at Sandringham, where it was really a circus around there. There were security guards, there were police officers, there was a huge amount of media contingency after former Prince's arrest last week. Now, we know that at Royal Lodge at Windsor, they're continuing to trawl through his property as this investigation is ongoing, Chris. And there on screen, we saw someone put up that front page photo that went around the world of him when he left the police station hanging up in the Louvre in Paris. That was put up by an activist group, which was taken down 15 minutes later. But I can assure you, Chris, it's going to be another very grim week for Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor as the spotlight continues on him for his relationship and friendship that he had with Jeffrey Epstein.
I'll come back to that photo in a moment, but first up, let's have a look at some of the people you spoke to at Norfolk.
We've all seen the photographs, along with Mandelson and all of them. No, they're not very nice people, and they should be extradited to America, where he should face proper accusations.
I think he should have been spanked as a child. It's about time he got his comeuppance, really.
No, we don't want him here, but we still want justice to be done.
Yeah, I think those people are talking a lot of sense, Sophie, but so far, has the anger and resentment focused only on Andrew, or has it spread broader to the rest of the royal family?
Well, it's really mainly on Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, Chris, because he's the one who hasn't said anything about this. And he's the one that remains under police investigation, and it's waiting to see whether this goes in, further down the track, and will he be charged with any offences? Now, I must stress he has always denied any wrongdoing in terms of his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. But Chris, this is not looking good. And just in reports today in the London Sun, the word is that he's telling his few staff, he's only got a couple now, to address him as Sir still. And he's sitting there with his 6 or 7 dogs. It's pretty lonely out there at Wood Farm, Chris. I mean, we were out the front of it for days. There's not an awful lot to do there. He's literally in the middle of a rural estate with not much around.
Now, he's 8th in line for succession, so in many ways it's academic. But I still think a lot of people will want to see him taken out of the line of succession. That would require action by the British Parliament and the Commonwealth parliaments like Australia's, wouldn't it?
Well, there is a lot of talk about this here in Britain, Chris, that Keir Starmer needs to act to pass through an act of parliament to do this. But other commentators are saying, look, this is a complete distraction away from the main issue here of the police investigation. He won't become king. He's 8th in line to the throne. It's, very unlikely that he will. And this is just a distraction to the issue. But let's see where this police investigation goes, Chris, because no doubt it's an awful time as he sits there pretty much on his own with his dogs, and his security guards were seen on the weekend at the local supermarket stocking up on beer, and the Waitrose supermarket truck was arriving at his farm with lots of goods. So he's sitting there pretty lonely.
Yeah, I think it's important for the credibility of the monarchy, though, to perhaps look at this line of succession thing, because it places him in that powerful position, that possibly powerful position. I joked on the weekend if Prince Charles had drowned at Bondi when he visited here before he was married and had children, Prince Andrew would be our king now, So it's perhaps a good idea to go through that process to knock him off the line of succession. We'll see. But elsewhere, people are trying to get rid of his name on some landmarks.
They are indeed, Chris. Look, I went down to a street in Dersingham, which is just a couple of miles from where he's residing, and I asked locals because one of the streets there is called Prince Andrew Drive, and I spoke to them and asked them, should they change the name? And Chris, surprise, surprise, there were some who said, yes, get rid of it,
Yes.
but others who said, keep it.
Yeah, dear, oh dear. I tell you what, I just want to finish off with a bit of a laugh. I mentioned that photo, that now famous photo that's been displayed in the Louvre by activists. Look at what some people did with the help of AI, I think, a little social media meme. Have a look.
And there's
The horror, Sophie, the horror, not the King's portrait at all, but that horrible photo of his now infamous brother. Thanks so much for joining us, Sophie. Really appreciate it.